You're watching a Big Z review. Lee Cronin's The Mummy is the newest take on the classic Universal monster, and I was looking forward to this, and it was honestly pretty bad. It kind of really disappointed me.
She's been missing for 8 years. What was our daughter doing in a 3,000-year-old sarcophagus?
She just needs our care and lots of love.
So I was a big fan of Lee Cronin's previous film, Evil Dead Rise. And then leading up to this, there was some leaks about that everyone hated the movie, all of the pre people looking at it did not like it, and people were like, oh, that's not true, that's some weird things going on. And then now it kind of went quiet, and then it's come out and they did a lot of people like, oh, it's so good, they're trying to build some buzz about it. And now, yeah, it is pretty bad. I think the biggest problem with it, though, is that it is 2 hours and 13 minutes long. And this is a horror film that has no scares, is all about the body horror. And the body horror is all about children being tortured. And it's very mean-spirited. It drags. There's over a 10-minute long intro before we even meet the characters. And you have another intro with the family. And then there's their daughter is kidnapped and turned into a mummy to host a demon. And then there's another intro kinda where you see what the family is 8 years later. And there's another intro when there's a plane crash and the sarcophagus holding their somehow still alive child is in it. And now they bring it to the house. And that is the thing too. It is so weird. This is a pretty young white girl that is kidnapped and disappears. And this is a daughter of a reporter, an American reporter in Cairo, Egypt. And that would be a worldwide story. And you see that the one related that broadcaster's mother that was kidnapped, that's all anyone talked about for a month or two. So this is a huge story. And then when she's found, that would be an even fucking bigger story. But of course, Lee Cronin didn't want to delve into that. So the Egyptians are like, oh, we're not going to tell anyone about it just to make it easier for you. And it's that's never happened. And then they get to America, no issue bringing this a long lost child home that looks like a mummy that is no problem. And the house is not prepared at all. They're living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the wife's mother's big house with a crawl space you could live in. And the biggest thing is they don't even just pick her up and carry her up the stairs. It's not ready for her at all. But they drag the wheelchair up, thunk, thunk, to be atmospheric and have the movie take even longer while they pull her up the stairs for a minute or two. And then that's the thing, she is so tough to look at. That, I will say, the actor for Katie Cannon, the young one is Emily Mitchell, but the one we see most in the movie is Natalie Grace. I mean, she is good, but she has a creepy face, and they made her even creepier looking with making her look like a mummy. But her skin is horrifying, and she is they try to say she's locked in, but she needs extreme medical assistance because the mom is a nurse, and she is played by Leah Costa as Larissa, and the dad is useless Jack Rayner. And I hate to do, the whole idea is that this demon is the ruiner of families, but it was locked away 2,000 years before Jesus. So it's the whole thing that she thinks, hey, little sister, go call your teacher a rat-faced cunt. And okay, I'll do that. And hey, brother, Want to do some incest with me? Is come undress me and peel all my warded skin off. It's just not very good, and it's not scary at all. Like there's some interesting scenes. Like the mummy is effective, but it's obvious the whole idea of the whole concept of the film is that what if the mummy was a kid and the kid is living in the house with their family and it terrorizes them for 2 hours? But like at one point, like the mom is trying to trim her nails and somehow she trimmed the big nail and instead of the nail like it's kind of they're taking so long and I know they're trying to do the body horror of like the nails coming off, but then like somehow the whole strip of skin comes off. But this is what kind of like unleashes the power of the demon. It lost some of the skin, but then like later she's like running around crawling, and then she's like gouging her leg out with like with a piece of metal, like horrifying wounds. And then like the nurse, then the mother is just like, okay, I'll just wrap this up. Oh, la di da di da, this is so great. Are you gonna take her to the hospital? Why would it take her to the hospital? Because she was just destroying her leg. She needs fucking stitches and antibiotics and mental health care. And the dad's like, oh, the whole way get it is like, but I'm a nurse. And then that's their argument that like, you blame me for our disappearing daughter. Well, you were also not taking care of her when she was being groomed by the magician that is trying to protect the world, but won't use her own child, will only kidnap children to do this. Like, it's just the whole story and everything about it is just kind of fucked. And like so much of it, like even the body horror isn't that effective. Like a body horror in Evil Dead Rise with like the cheese grater and stuff was really tough to watch. And the toughest thing to watch is the mummy. And it doesn't even look like a mummy. It just looks like a little tortured girl, which makes it even more difficult to watch. And it's not fun. Nothing about this is fun. Like everyone sucks. And then the movie is over almost 2.5 hours later. It's also a weird thing where, like, so much of this film is based on body horror. Like, of course, she has magic, but like the body horror, then I feel like they also got too scared of actually having like really gory body horror, because like the little daughter that's not a mummy but is now like possessed by the demon and told to do shit. Like she starts pulling out all of her own teeth. And then she gets the grandma's dentures and starts like biting people. Like that scene, that's a cool scene in the movie. There's like a wake and like the mummy is crawling through the floor that her vomit like weakened. And then this little kid is going around chomping on people. It is insanity. At least that's kind of entertaining. But even then, like you see her pull like one tooth out, and then they go away and they come back and all her teeth are gone now. Like the body horror, even that like is they don't really try to go for it that hard. And also too, it kind of sucks that in the end, this just turns into another possession film following the guidelines of James Wan's films. You know, the whole idea where a family is slowly weakened by a demon, which then possesses one of the family members and wreaks havoc until someone has to come in and perform an exorcism and save them. And that's just all it turns into, except that it's a mummy and the demon is a 2,000-year-old Egyptian demon instead of like a Christian demon, I guess. I mean, they even have the overused horror trope of the dad going to a professor going, hey, see these pieces of skin from my daughter? What this mean? Like, oh, I know exactly the story of this. This is a demon from 3,000 years ago that disappeared 2,000 years before Christ. And here is a 100-year-old recording that I have describing exactly the info dump that this movie needs right now. Have fun. Bye-bye. Like, so, and they do too, like, it's like towards the end you finally see like what happened and like some background for what's going on. And it's just, is so long, and then the movie has like 3 endings. It's like they filmed multiple endings and decided to show them all to make sure you had an over 2-hour horror movie. Like, it's just not very good. There's nothing scary. I mean, the little girl was creepy. It's tough to look at, but like the family dynamic isn't interesting. It is they all just kind of suck. Like, I never see them be loving to each other at all, really, and it's just disappointing, you know. I feel too it's weird that the official title is Lee Cronin's The Mummy, and it was originally just The Mummy. I always thought that, like, he's not a big name. Like, he only has one good movie to his name, Evil Dead Rise. It's like they didn't want to taunt the Mummy product. They want to do another a Mummy movie. They make sure that this isn't that Mummy movie. This is Lee Cronin's Mummy movie. So if you hate it, don't bug the Mummy, bug Lee Cronin. I give it like a 5 out of 10. Well, thanks for watching. You want to see more of me? You can subscribe down below. Thanks.